Hello everyone, this is Umesh, and in this article, I will discuss some of the questions which are asked on a frequent basis by the interviewers. So let's start with it. So before starting, one thing more: this is not a tutorial. This is something essential questions which a person should know once he is making his mind to appear for a SQL Server interview. So let me explain you. So this is asking about different about DBMS and RDBMS. You don't have to go in too much of detail. You have to give 3-4 property of DBMS. So what is it is stored in a flat file, and compared to RDBMS it is tabular format. And you can talk about the atomicity and the acid principle, that is atomicity, consistency and isolation. Similarly on the T-SQL part, so this is one of the most favorite question you can say, because the chances are less, but once it comes, so a person should get ready to answer it. So T-SQL is an extension to SQL Server. So Microsoft SQL Server has actually extended its function on of the syntax, and this is proprietary to Microsoft SQL Server. So it uses the variables and the and other concept while the execution of the SQL script. So that comes under T-SQL. And coming to question number 3, so this is talking about what is collation in SQL Server. So collation is a property that or a methodology on which the sorting and comparing of string and text are decided. So this can be applied on database and table and column level. These are particularly the case insensitive, or if let's say if you compare two things, let's say apple written in capital and apple written in small. So whether the SQL Server will understand them as the same character, or it will throw some exceptions. So that is decided by the collation property. You can learn more about it in the next chapter, in the next question. So it is asking about the find the status collation of the current database. You can use the select database property X. Right now I have passed the database name as master, and what I am seeking for, I am seeking for the collation 1. So under this it will return exactly that what type of collation property has been set. So if you come to the question 5th, it ask about the alternate method. So without using this database property, so you can go through this SQL query. So sys.database where name is equal to master, or you are referring to this database name. So this will return this output. You can see this CIAS, the last thing which has to be identified. Now coming to the question number 6, it is talking about what is SQL Latin 1 C CPI CIAS. So CPI portion you can ignore because this is not much to explain on, but on the CI and the AS, so CI stand for case insensitive and AS stand for accent sensitive. So what are these? So case insensitive stand for case CI stand for case insensitive. It means that upper and lower cases are exactly different. So if it is CI, it's mean case insensitive, it doesn't matter. So if the home is written in small or big, it hardly matters. If so as far these characters remain same. Now for the case sensitive, it means that there is a proper demarcation of lower and upper case, lower upper proper case. So if you execute copy this query, execute in the SQL Server, you would come to understand more about it, so how it is working. And this should be on their tips. Okay, similarly it goes with the accent sensitive. KS sensitive stand for kana sensitive. You can learn more about it, but in a simple word, so two type of characters are used in in Japanese form platforms. So that is hiragana and that is katakana. So it compares sensitivity between these two. It is a very rare a rare demo example, so you need not have to focus on much, but still you should know that what it actually speaks about. You can do some research on it. Now this comes up with sensitivity. So what is exactly with sensitivity? So here you can see in this particular, if you copy this particular portion and execute, if that 2 is equal to that raised to the power 2, so you can see there is a 2 written here, there is a 2 written here. So if the SQL Server has a collection property set to with insensitive, so it will say that these two values are same, but if these values are not set to case insensitive, so it will return these values are not same. So you can copy it, try on SQL Server query, and you would understand. Now coming to the question number 8, which is write a query to retrieve collation of the column in database. So write collation of column in a database. Right now we are focusing on the collation property. So if we want to extract uh, the collation status, what query you have to write? So you can use select system object user id from system object where type is equal to u. So what is u mean user table, so it will actually extract all the user object id of the user tables, and these object ids are passed in query of this system dot columns. Select star from system dot columns, this is the table name, this is the schema, and when the collation name is not equal to null, so it will ignore all the collation name which is containing a null value, so it will eliminate those things or those records. After that, whatever will come, it will come in this form as an output, where you can see directly that what type of collation is associated with a particular table. Okay, so likewise, this is what these are certain questions which have good frequency and good tendency to be asked in SQL Server interview, and I believe that you like this discussion. Please subscribe my channel, and thank you for watching it.